All right, boys and girls, we're going to start with our government lesson number 1, and we are starting our government unit. So the best way for me to go over government with you is to kind of talk about each layers of the government from the top down. So that's how we're going to start. So the layers of the government, from the president all the way down to our little town, is broken down into 4 layers. So we have the federal government, which is at the national level, which is in Washington, D.C. This is our president and all of the people that surround him making laws for our entire country. Then the second level is our state government, and that is Governor Evers and all of the laws that pertain specifically to our state. The third level is our county government. Our Marinette town is actually in Marinette County, which is not always the case for every other county around the state. Not a lot of people have the same name city as their county, but Marinette is in Marinette County. So these are the ordinances that follow just our county. And then the last layer is our city or our municipal government. So that's what Marinette, the city of Marinette, those are rules and regulations that we need to follow just in our city, in our town. In every government, there's 3 branches of each government. There is the executive government, or the executive branch, and that enforces the laws. They're the enforcers, right? They're the ones who make sure that the laws are carried out and executed. The legislative branch is the second branch I'm going to talk to you about, and they're the people who make the laws. And then the third branch is the judicial branch, and they're the ones who interpret the laws. So there are 3 branches of the government. You need to know this. There are 3 branches to the government: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. In the next video, we're going to go in depth into these 3 branches, but I just wanted to introduce the 3 branches to you today. This is a very busy picture, but this is going to show you the federal government in Washington, D.C. So as you can see, this is all the parts that go into our federal government. So this is the legislative branch. They have all of these parts to the legislative branch at our federal level in Washington, D.C. You can see the executive branch. All of these pieces make up just the executive branch, those people that execute the law. And all of these parts are the judicial branch. This is Supreme Court. So, and then off of this one piece of the executive branch are all of these pieces. So it's not just the president. It's not one person that oversees it all. It has all of these working parts to make laws, to execute laws, to interpret laws, to run our government. It's not one person, it's all of these pieces. And they have to, for the best policy and the best way for everybody, they have to get along. That doesn't always happen, but that's why all of these pieces work together for our government. And the last thing that I'm going to talk to you about is in our Constitution, hundreds of years ago, they put the preamble in the Constitution as talking about what is the government's responsibility, what is their job, what are they responsible for. And it says right here that in the Constitution it says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." It's a lot of words. It's a lot of pieces. So our government is their responsibilities include fair and equal justice for everybody. Their responsibilities include tranquility, which is peace. peace of mind, a sense of safety. All of those things come with tranquility. They need to provide for our safety. They have to have defense systems in place to not only keep us safe at home, but to keep people safe from border to border and from coast to coast. They have to promote the welfare. So that's just our sense of goodness, our ability to live, our welfare, not just monetarily, not just food and shelter, but our mental health as well. All of those pieces control or contribute to our welfare. And they have to secure the blessings of liberty. That's our rights and our freedoms in our country. So they have to preserve those and secure those so that we maintain and continue to have those rights. So that's a lot of responsibility for our government. It's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of the people that are at every level, whether it's the federal, the state, the county, or the city level. They are responsible for all of those things. Okay, so I want to go back a little bit to this layer part of federalism. When we look at the layers of the cake, or even the numbered layer, there's whichever one you prefer to look at. When a law is made at any level, the layers below it have to follow that law. So here's an example. At the federal government level, the law is passed that you need to wear your seatbelts when you're in a car. So, because it was made at a higher level, it can be enforced at these other levels. I think it's a $10 fine, I think. I'm not really sure what the penalty is. But if you get pulled over in a car and you're not wearing your seatbelt, they can be enforced at a lower level. Speed limits are rules or laws that we need to follow. So if you get pulled over for speeding, there's a penalty for that. It's not just in the city of Marinette. It's not just at the county level. It's not just at the state level. It's everywhere. If you're speeding in excess, you could get pulled over because it's unsafe and it's breaking the law. Now, if they have a law at the city level, for example, let's say Marinette City Park closes at 9 p.m. That means no people should be in the park after 9 p.m. If that is a city ordinance, it's not going to be executed at the federal level because it's only going to be executed at the city level. So cities can't make laws that everyone above them has to follow unless those layers, those higher layers, also include those laws in their level. So city laws are for people in the city to follow. Now, if, let's say at the state level, a law is passed that all parks in the state of Wisconsin need to be closed by 11 p.m., meaning no people can be in any parks anywhere in the state at 11 p.m. The county and city would have to follow those laws because it is a state. It's a state ordinance. So once the state passes that, everyone below needs to follow. So, what do we take from this lesson? We need to know that there are layers to the government. The federal level, the state level, the county level, and a city level. We need to know that there are branches to each one of these layers. So at the federal government level, they have an executive branch, a legislative branch, and a judicial branch. At the state level, they have people who are in the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. And at a county level, and even at a municipal level, we have people, even at a small level for our city, in each of these branches, where they take on the responsibilities of the government. That's what I want you to take away. The next lesson we go into, we're going to actually be talking about these three branches in depth and who is in each of those branches at every level. So, I am going to attach an exit ticket to this video on Class Dojo, and I need you to fill it out. It has a lot to do with this slide right here. Thanks for listening, guys, and that is lesson number 1 on government.